All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Let's get airborne with our primary brief as we copy paste from what we did a couple months ago to today. And we smile as our Tredge is printing money. Our Tredge from last week is up about $5,000. So isn't it awesome making money as the market goes down? It's a fun thing. And I love FXI being up as our market implodes. So got a lot of really good stuff going on. Have a couple administrative items to brief. First of all, Max Afterburner episode 47 just dropped. Bart's new call sign is Moses. you gotta check out Bart part 2 of the Max Afterburner podcast on Spotify with me and Joe Rogan. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeart, wherever all the cool kids listen to podcasts, you can listen to the Max Afterburner podcast. So go listen to Bart. The dude's talking to bushes, and you can't make that up. Just posted some pictures from Sunday of the No Fallen Heroes Foundation's newest board member, my brother from another mother, AJ Buckley. So he brought me a CBS SEAL Team hat. Pretty cool hat. I'm not a big hat guy. I'm wearing that one. He's got his No Fallen Heroes Foundation hat on there. Pretty sure we are related. We're like from the same place in Ireland. And he's like right off the boat, man. He's one of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet. 2023, folks, is going to be epic for the foundation. He's like, are you kidding me? I can get people flying in this airplane if they donate money to the foundation to save veterans' lives. I'm like, yeah. He's like, I got it. So definitely a God moment on Sunday with AJ. He was a G monster too, man. He was laughing and hooting it up the entire time. It's funny though. We landed and he's like, okay, now my legs are buckling a little bit. And he went to the bathroom. He like cold water on the face. He's like, all right. I'm okay, but it was a great time. He's a great dude. We're gonna go heads down and come up with a plan for 2023 to save. He's like, I can get some other people for your board, and he's got some great fundraising mission objectives in his mind. Yeah, exactly. JG can relate. JG flew, and JG did great in the air, and then when we got back in the ready room, it kind of hit him as to what's going on. So there you go. See, I kept my word. I keep my word, obviously. Hey, speaking of that, I will brief you on this early because if you want to take advantage of it today, I'll let you do it. So, because I got to get with Sledge. Sledge is doing a great job. He's our new executive director for the foundation. Look at that. Does everybody have their Tredge on? Before I even go any further, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. This Tredge is up almost $6,000 in a week. Does everybody have their Tredge on as the market keeps imploding here? The Tredge is up $2,000 today. Get your Tredge on like now if you don't have it on, because up to the copy that, paste it over here, up to the 200, epic fail. I think we're heading back down to the 100 here because, as you guys know, usually there isn't a lot of life. You know what? I'm going to change that though, folks. Sorry. Here is what I was talking. What am I doing here? Erase. Stop this. So, we talked about copy paste this over to here, and that's exactly what is happening. But, back here, folks, the three moving averages were kind of spread apart, right? Now that, they've tightened up here, when I say, hey, life doesn't, or markets don't live in between moving averages, that's because, it doesn't in this type of range. As this is the first time let's just say since I can remember that the moving ranges are all starting to get close to each other. So that makes a little bit more sense. Randy, well, the Tredge that we talked about last week that's up over $6,000. Is this. It's a big old bear put spread. I bought 7 of the day before my birthday, 4,000 put, and I sold the 39.50. And it looks like we're going to hit 39.50 today. Wow. Max profit on this trade is 19 grand, and we keep imploding with some serious airspeed, and we might even see that. Keep going, baby. Let's talk about what a new one would be, Randy, in a little bit. Because as this trade keeps going above 6 grand, I want to brief you on something. So everybody listen to me. Tredge is still working on getting the website up with the donate button, but I'm going to give a brief on this next week. But if you want to take me up on this today or before the brief, just shoot me an email. You ready? I'm going to give you, this is awesome. Just ask me, I came up with it. This is a No Fallen Heroes Foundation Top Gun Options call option. You ready for this? This is going to be awesome. If you donate $5,000 to the No Fallen Heroes Foundation before my birthday, before the end of the year, December 31st, if you donate $5,000 before the end of the year, the next couple weeks, you're going to get access for the next 90 days. It's a call option. You're going to get access to you're going to get lifetime access for 3 months. It's a call option. First of all, you're saving a veteran, first responder, or one of their family members' lives with your donation. I hate saying this, but I'll say it. But if you do it before the end of the year, you get a nice tax write-off. So you're saving a life, you're getting a tax write-off, and for 90 days, you get access into you're going to be a lifetime member for 90 days. That came to me in my meditation because I'm like, you know what? We need to do a fundraiser before the end of the year for No Fallen Heroes. I lose money. Who cares? Whatever. So you get a call option 90 days, right? In those 90 days, you're going to be a lifetime member, all that stuff. You have the right, you're a buyer, right? You're buying this call option for $5 grand. You have the right in that 90 days to buy lifetime for $12,500. As of January 1st, the lifetime membership is $25,000. I told you to get it, man. Every year we're going up. So you can get a 50% discount, 12.5. It was 10. I gave you that Black Friday or whatever it was deal. So listen to me. This is I'm trying to save veterans' lives, and I'm trying to hook you up into the lifetime group. Perfect, Catherine. That's the answer I needed. So let me just read my notes here to make sure I covered everything. $5,000 donation to the No Fallen Heroes Foundation before December 31st. You get access to all the Max Afterburner, all the services, BART, Solo, everything. This call option, the expiration date of this call option is March 31st. Between now and March 31st, lifetime membership is available to you at $12,500. On 3/31 at midnight, if you're like, you know what, I'm not going to do lifetime, the call option expires. Okay. So you get the right, but not the obligation, right? Buyers have rights. You get the right, but not the obligation to buy lifetime in that 90 days for $12,500. That's a 50% discount. Now, you're still going to be billed for all your regular memberships. I ain't that generous. You're getting all the lifetime. Oh, and by the way, of course, you're still paying for your regular stuff because doing the math, 3 months of access to lifetime membership is worth $8 grand. Saves lives, tax write-off, 90 days of access. Boom. You're welcome. So the PayPal link isn't up yet, whatever. But if you want to, I can send you wire instructions or anything like that. So folks, you don't have to buy lifetime. You got essentially 3.5 months. You got 3.5 months to make that decision. But in that 3.5 months, you are over here in the Max Afterburner group. You get access to Solo. You get access to BART, everything. This is a effing fantastic deal. the reason I'm doing this is because we have a retreat coming up in February, and I want to try and cover as much of the costs for the people who need healing as possible. They shouldn't have to come out of pocket. So I'm asking you to help save a life. So this is because I'm, well, don't worry. I'm paying for a bunch of stuff like film crews and all sorts of stuff, but it's getting a little expensive, to be honest with you. So, and I've been focusing so much on the foundation, to be honest with you, that TGO kind of has been suffering a little bit. You guys see it. I'm not doing a ton of marketing because, first of all, it sucks, and second of all, I'd rather be saving lives. So I appreciate that, Kathy. So is that cool? So Wiz at TopGunOptions.com, shoot me an email that says, dude, I'm a buyer of that call option. I want the No Fallen Heroes call option. I'll donate $5,000 before the end of the year, save a life, tax write-off, and you give me immediately access to lifetime. Deal. Now, I was going to put that all on the slide and talk about it at a brief next week. I'll do that again. But if you want like access now, you shoot me an email. Wiz, I'm in. I want that call option. Again, you don't have to, in that 90 days, you know what? I'm going to go back to my regular TGO membership. But I guarantee you, after 90 days of lifetime access, you're going to go, I'm in. I'm in. All right. So I didn't mean to do that, but I just literally this morning in my meditation, I'm like, that's what I'm going to do. That's a fantastic effing deal. Just ask me. All right, enough. You can't even, Hollywood could not have wrote a better script, right? Truth is stranger than fiction. The FBI, our intelligence agencies, find out that cured crackhead, Hunter Biden, left his laptop at at a repair store in Delaware. The guy went to the FBI. Two agents were like, yeah, we ditch it, get rid of it, whatever. They're like, they went to headquarters and said, holy shit, this guy's got a laptop with a ton of bad stuff on there about this presidential candidate and Hunter. This is bad. So they knew about it. Then, before the 2020 election, the FBI brought in the tech companies like, there might be, they knew right before Rudy Giuliani, because they hacked in everything. Right before he came out with it, they went to all the social media companies with the whole, we're going to see some hack attacks. The Russians are getting involved again, those dirty Russians, and be on the lookout for it. Boom. This is a disgrace. I'm not an election denier, but the 2020 was the most frauded election in our nation's history. Remember Nancy Pelosi's famous 2016 tweet? Interference in this election, Trump is not the legitimate president. Oh, so if you're an election denier, it's bad unless it's your side. So folks, the FBI and the DNC operating to suppress this in front of an election is a crime. It's a fucking crime. Aside from being a crime, it shakes our democracy to the core. We knew this years ago that the FBI is an arm of the Democrat Party. It's a disgrace. Trump's a disgrace. He should have fired Christopher Wray. He fired Comey. He didn't fire Wray. When I'm elected president, I'm sending U.S. Marshals to the FBI building and escorting everybody out. You're all fired. We don't need it started by J. Edgar Hoover. They're keeping his blackmail and bullshit alive and well, aren't they? It's awful. I can't even, it's heartbreaking to see this. I serve this country, and to see the disgustingness these people, they will do everything to keep power. That Peter Strzok having an affair, texting his FBI lover. No, we have an insurance policy. We're going to keep this guy from. I cannot believe this, or I can believe it. Whatever. I'm not going to rant too much about it. But every day that goes by, the fact Richard Nixon is doing aileron rolls in his grave. This is the biggest scandal in our republic's history. A police arm of the government, along with a political committee, getting involved to sway an election. It's Watergate. Watergate's nothing compared to this. But just as the media ignored the Hunter Biden laptop, I'm not even going to call it the Hunter Biden laptop. It's the Biden family crime syndicate. I had dinner with James Biden at New York Prime in Boca. He's a scumbag. He was part of our mafia dinner. I'm like, it was a total, you kiss my ring and good things will happen. You can kiss my ass, Biden family. Anyway, let's go. Explosion at nuclear air base 150 miles from Moscow. Let's look at this headline together, folks. Opens stunning new phase of war. Let's just 10/17 on December 6, 2022. I'm briefing you on an attack near Moscow, a nuclear air base where they have nuclear bombers and stuff. And the rest of that headline is stunning new phase of war. Let's just take a moment. The VIX is doing nothing. The market's coming back a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, are you insane? So we gave the Ukrainians a shitload of missiles, right? But we're cowards. The United States is a coward in this. Cowards fight proxy wars. I've been in arguments with people online like, we're not risking any American lives. I'm like, oh. Is it lonely up on that cross? So Ukrainian kids and Russian kids, let's let them just fucking kill each other, hair, teeth, and eyeballs, because our American lives are superior. Isn't that a gross argument that these people make online? We're just funding it. We're not risking anything. So what a great trade. That's where we are as humanity. These are the same type of people who hated Ronald Reagan, right? American exceptionalism. Obama said the exact opposite. We're not exceptional. America ain't special. But now Democrats and liberals are back to, no, we're really special. We can't risk our lives. Let's go let those people die. So we actually, Biden, Milley, Austin, kind of tweaked the missiles a little bit so they couldn't hit deep into Russia. Why? Because we only like a little bit of war. We like enough for the defense contractors to keep getting paid. But if we give them a lot of shit and they end up start hitting close to Moscow, Putin might go nuclear. So one of two things happen, ladies and gentlemen. And I got some feelers out to some people. Only one of two things happen. Sorry, I'll do that. That's my fault, Arrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. I don't know how that came unbuttoned. Is everybody muted now? There we go. So only one of two things happened, folks. The Ukrainians got the rockets and said, yeah, thanks, man. Tweak. Or this is counterinsurgency, special forces blowing shit up, right? So one or this. Today, this morning, third Russian air base by a drone strike. So do you guys remember for months, Joe McShitty Pants, Austin, Milley said what? This is a purely defensive action. We're not attacking Russia. We're being attacked, so we're defending ourselves. I love it. Somebody breaks into my home, I hope they know I have a gun in every room. I have a Claymore mine on my safe. If you open it without my thumb on it, you'll blow up. So we're in a different phase of the war, folks. Let's go back to this headline. Stunning How many times have I told you this, ladies and gentlemen? Let's do a little repeat. The Battle of Bull Run. Do you hear the Battle of Bull Run's tomorrow? Yes, my darling. Let's grab the carriage, have our help make a picnic for us, and we'll go watch us beat up on these rebels, and the war will be over tomorrow. Yes, darling, let's go. Holy shit. 600,000 dead Americans later. I told you guys this is going to get worse and worse and worse. And every time I warn you it's going to get worse, it does. And then every time I say, hey, maybe now can we stop a little bit and get some peace, I get attacked even more. Stunning new phase of war. Well, we got Russia on the run, and they're pulling back, and no, they're not. No, they're not. They did a strategic withdrawal from some areas, and the rocket attacks are absolute. Vladimir Putin brazenly drives across the Crimea Bridge. He jumped into a Mercedes yesterday and drove straight across that bridge and said, this thing's open. You attack it again, I'm going to destroy your entire country. Jesus Christ, folks. Now, so was there a press conference announcing this? Because I'm pretty sure I saw a bunch of press conferences with Jean-Claude Van Damme or Joe Biden or Milley or Austin saying what? This is purely a defensive war. Where was the press conference yesterday that says, oh, actually, it's offensive now. We're attacking into Russia. I'm going to remind you, and we're in a trade brief, folks. VIX, Tredge, get it on now, because I'm going to remind you what Putin, Lavrov, I forget the I forget his name, really ugly dude. They're sec def. Their state-run media have all said. You attack Mother Russia, we feel like we're really losing, or we face an existential threat, we will use nuclear weapons. Oh, you crazy Russians, no, you won't. I can't believe I'm even talking about this in a live trade brief. So now we're attacking into Russia. We are one breaking news story. We are one text alert from VIX at 90, market at S&P at 3,000. Wrap up the Ukraine part of the brief, Wiz. It's going to get worse. People are going to freeze to death, whatever. But again, you mentioned the word peace, and you're a Putin sympathizer, Russia plant. That Tredge is printing money today, man. Well, we might get a little bit of a turn off 39.50. Excuse me. Right off the chop, man. Right off the chop. 39.50. There's my bear put spread, folks. Right in the ugliness. Now, Ken, I didn't even ask that. If we think that Russia is blowing up their own airplanes around their own bases, that's some next level shit. Is it a possibility? Everything's a possibility. Everything in the universe is physically possible. I guarantee you, I've seen it. But that's some next level shit. If Russia's like, well, and Ken, it's a good red team, but let me red team your red team. Did you see Ukraine denying it? The defense minister or his chief of staff or something was like, yeah, kind of weird what's going on. So they're doing the Israel like, I can't believe that shit blew up in Syria or Iran. Huh. So they're not even coming out going, we didn't do that shit. So we are at an extremely dangerous freaking time, guys. And again, I'm sitting here. I got my Whiz coffee mug with cold coffee. We're in a live trade brief. We're safe. Other side of the planet, folks. I'm telling you. Traders start taking notice as the China ETF rebound gets extreme. I used to love watching this show with my kids in Chicago. MXC. You guys ever watch MXC? It's the funniest thing you'll ever see in your life. Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. It's like this 80s Japanese TV show that they voice over, American guys voice over. You're welcome. Go watch MXC. Write that down and watch as many MXC episodes as physically possible. It's hysterical. So, next headline on China. China's COVID easing fuels stock market hopes and fans' fears. In one sentence, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to trading, you just got educated. What's the market go up on? Hopes. What's it go down on? Fears. Chinese stocks has swung wildly as the country tries to advance reopening plan while keeping a lid on the outbreaks. It's not going to happen. Xi Jinping, dude, your COVID zero is physically impossible. Do you see these Orwellian clips that come out of China? You see the police drones? Warning, stay in your homes or you will be arrested. And then these disinfectant drones, like it's Blade Runner shit, man. But anyway, I'm here to make money. So are you. So I'm going to do my daily check-in, folks. Does everybody have their FXI trade on? Their bullish FXI trade? Ryan, I think, yeah, it's a good point. So Ryan, it's a throttle, isn't it? We talk about Xi Jinping and the Chinese government's throttle. Look at that. Hopes, fears. Hopes, fears. We have nailed FX. Does everybody have their FXI on? Give me a vertical head nod if you don't, or a horizontal head nod. Look at what we've been doing in FXI. And, ladies and gentlemen, you ready for this? It's going to go higher. Because to Ryan's question, the answer is it's both. Xi Jinping ain't no dummy, folks. The Chinese Communist Party isn't stupid. They're going to look at all of that and go, let's throttle. Let's throttle. The throttle's a little too much. People are rioting. We're sending tanks in. We can't have Tiananmen Square in all of our big cities. This could get bad. Let's all take a moment to thank God. You should be thanking God in every moment, but let's take this moment to thank God. What? Thank God for our Second Amendment. The reason Admiral Kirby, that scumbag, can stand on the White House lawn and go, well, we support the right of people to peacefully protest. What about the Chinese protesters? Well, I mean, we're not talking about them. We're talking about in general. We just kind of, Ronald Reagan, speaking of Richard Nixon rolling in his grave, Ronald Reagan is doing aileron rolls in his grave. The United States of America used to be, when I was growing up, the shining house on the hill, a beacon for democracy. Today, well, you know what's going on in China? Democrats and liberals want to happen here. They can't because I am in charge of my own well-regulated militia. So, ladies and gentlemen, all right, well, if people don't have their FXI on, let me get through the brief. When we get tactical, we'll go throw some more FXI on. We put a burner trade on last week that's looking good, which was a bull put spread back here with some upside calls. That's looking pretty. I don't think it's in this account. I think it's in. Yeah, no, it's in. Look at this. These VIX calls were like underwater this morning, and now they're rip-roaring back. I love it. Good stuff. Look at our Tredge, man. $6,200. When I started this brief, it was at about $5,000. If you had put this Tredge on at the beginning of the brief, you're up $1,200. So anyway, FXI bullish. Again, as Wiz excuse me, as Wiz, it makes my skin crawl telling you to get long-term bullish on communist China. As Gordon Gekko, I would be in Beijing right now buying everything with both hands. When we got down to post or financial crisis lows, I said buy. Actually, up here, I said buy FXI. It went down a little bit, but we more or less nailed it. Okay, let's get going. Oh, this is in the wrong place. But again, this is comical. So, Earth to reporters, why is no one asking what happened to the $3.3 billion? Ladies and gentlemen, isn't this great how the media talks about a comet thief? You go into the local Chase branch and you steal a pen, it's a felony. You steal a penny out of that bank, it's a felony. If your parents are limousine liberals in Stanford, if you're a limousine liberal that supports limousine liberal causes, if you funnel money to Ukraine and that money goes back to Democrats, nothing happens to you. This man, he didn't borrow. For the regular American sitting here who put money into FTX thinking it was an exchange, like the SIBO or the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ. I made the FTX exchange. It's an exchange. I'm going to take the money you gave me, however, Wiz. No, he didn't, because I told you it was a Ponzi scheme. I'm going to take the money you gave me, depositor, and I'm going to use it. He's a fucking dirty thief. He's a criminal. And the fact that Andrew Ross Sorkin and all these other, the New York, they have them on panels to discuss everything. Bernie Madoff, he hasn't admitted it technically yet. What defense is he using right now? Oh, the ignorance. Your Honor, I didn't know murder was illegal. He's using the ignorance defense. Well, I really didn't know any of this stuff was, Bernie Madoff admitted his crimes, Wiz, so he was arrested in like 24 hours. So it's I love seeing the liberals kind of dance around this, like why he isn't in bracelets right now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, delete Democrat Party and put in Republican. The man, he would be perp walked. He would have been perp walked weeks ago, a month ago. This is a disgrace, ladies and gentlemen. If you lost money in this, I warned you, but yeah, exactly, David. I didn't know that commingling of funds was wrong, and I didn't mean to steal. At the same time, liberals and Democrats and the media are kind of ignoring this. They're going after Elon Musk like insanity. This is bad, guy. There goes the S&P. We're going down to 3950, baby. I love this. I love having a beautiful Tredge on that is printing money. All right, so let's get going because I'm going to answer whoever's question above. But this is so dumb, folks. I love this. I love this headline in the journal here. Stocks decline after strong macro data raises rate fears. Kind of like we talked about a little bit yesterday. I said the market is actually digesting what Jerome said. If you are a dove, all you heard last week was dove. If you're a hawk, you heard hawk. So the dove is kind of wearing off a little bit. But folks, this is what's so funny. This is why that reaction last week, I'm like, how many times do I tell you that whenever the dude speaks, it's not like he's waiting. When he spoke last week, he wasn't waiting for Clarence Beeks and the crop report on Friday morning. Like, geez, I wonder what the jobs numbers are going to be. Folks, he said all of that stuff knowing what the data were going to be. And again, if you go back and listen to his words, I'm not going to beat this drum, but if you were a dove, you found dove stuff in there. If you're a hawk, you found hawk. And now, with the very strong jobs, macro data that we've seen trickled out since he spoke last week, you got to be hawk. How many times did I draw this? Like, rip your face off, rally, pause, rip your face off, rally, pause, rip your face off, rally, pause. Go? I told you no, man. Ain't no Santa Claus rally. We're getting coal. All right. I am going to take a little bit of an ego moment. What did I tell you guys about Apple? Apple's warning about China business. Shareholders are going to want to know how companies are diversifying risk from the People's Republic. How many this goes back to the time of Trump, folks. Remember in these live trade briefs, I'm like, I remember the day when the Chinese foreign spokesperson said what? We have a list of super awesome bad companies that if we wake up one day and we don't like them, they'll be gone. Apple, you're one of them. It was this time of the year. Why? Because I remember Tim Cook with his knee pads going to the White House to have lunch with Trump, begging Trump not to fire that next round of tariffs, because I'm sure Tim Cook got an email from his Chinese handler saying, you better talk to that dude. And then Trump and Tim Cook went to the microphones, and Trump looked like Mussolini, didn't he? You know what? I don't want to ruin Christmas. iPhones, I'm a good guy. I'm a benevolent dictator. Love me. And he pulled that punch back. And then I think a month or two, whenever it was, he's like, what? And then we were back at it. But folks, I warned you. It was so funny. People were like, they wouldn't do that to Apple. I'm like, are you insane? How's Jack Ma doing? I saw an article about Jack Ma the other day. He's like in a Hong Kong apartment, like painting. One of the richest men in the world. In the blink of an eye, they didn't kill him, but I'll bet you, yeah. I told you guys, in the blink of an eye, doing business in China, you can be gone. All right, whoever asked about ConocoPhillips and oil, let's talk. Oil price waivers after Russia cap kicks in. The sanctions aim to crimp Russia's oil income while preventing a surge in energy prices. So here we go. The West imposed sanctions on Russia crude, pitching the energy conflict with Moscow into an unpredictable new phase that could inject further volatility in oil markets. Okay, so I covered a little bit of this yesterday. I want to go to this. Supply disruption from Russia price cap is here. A tanker jam is forming off of Turkey, right? A tanker traffic jam is stacking up in Turkish waters and blocking some 18 million barrels of oil from passage. So there is a ton of volatility in the oil market. Last week, the G7 and the EU agreed to cap the price of Russia crude at $60 a barrel. Okay, they're putting selling a call against it. The idea is to keep some Russian oil flowing, but trying to find the spot of not letting them profit off of it. Isn't this funny? Let's just take a break and laugh about this. It's serious, not ha-ha laugh, but just kind of a smirk like, I remember, I'm old enough to remember Donald Trump talking at the UN, looking at the German delegation like, you punks you're demanding I protect you, NATO protects you, you're a deadbeat, you don't pay your bills, but at the same time, I'm supposed to be protecting you from Russia, you're getting 70% of your energy from them. What are you people dumb? The day's going to come when that you're going to get a margin call. You're screwed. and the German delegation just kind of all heckled and laughed at him. Somebody tried to interview all that team recently, and they all ran from the microphones. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. However, not listen to me, listen to this. The cap doesn't hurt Russia at all. The agreed cap at 60 is the current price. And it's well above the 5-year average of the quoted price. What? The cap is imposed by barring Western businesses from insuring, financing, or shipping Russian oil unless the price is under that cap. Oh my God. This is so funny, folks. I love the we have to do something people. Ready, fire, aim. So we do something and then we try and figure out what the first, second, third order effects are. Let's give the Ukrainians these long-range missiles, but kind of peel back the range a little bit. Boom! Uh-oh. If me or Ponch were doing this strategic planning, the last part of that strategic plan would have been like, okay, no, we're not done. Don't leave the room, generals, Mr. Secretary. Let's what if. Let's contingency plan. What if we send these to Ukraine and they kind of take a wrench and open up the range of the missiles and they start hitting near Moscow and we get into a nuclear war? Huh. Oh. Apparently they don't care. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see a shit pop. Well, here's what's funny. I kept this headline up for today. We'll get back to oil. Last week, December 1st, 5 days ago, we talked about what? A Fed soft pivot. And markets ignore Powell's hawkish. This is why I love trading, folks, and investing, because last week, markets ignore Powell's hawkish talk. And I'm like, huh. Today, stocks decline after strong data raises rate fears. So you can be forgiven if you're sitting here with a little bit of whiplash. Or no, you don't have a little bit of whiplash. What did I tell you? One more time in today's brief. Cut that and put it right here. I'm still, guys, there ain't no all clear. You down here, I was telling you, excuse me, we got another 5 to 10% to go. I gave you my 2023 prediction. 2023 is a deeper recession, deeper train wreck, deeper bear market, and shit show. Joe Biden's sophomore year is going to be awful. All right, let's get tactical. $6,500. The brief started today, and that trade was at like $5,000. $49.50 I logged in, and that Tredge was at about $49.50. Boom. Now, since we have 16 minutes left, I'm going to open this up. It's a benevolent dictatorship. Do you want to see a Tredge, or do you want to see oil? Whichever one we don't do, we'll do tomorrow. How about that? But which one is more critical to you? We got a bounce right at 39.60. Benevolent dictatorship. Let me see. Oil, Tredge, oil. Yes, no. Oil, Tredge. Chrissy gets the gold star. Well done, Chrissy. Well played. Troil. To be honest with you, folks, so, as the energy market goes, so does the stock market, and usually vice versa sometimes. Let's do so, we're going to do the Tredge. We'll do oil tomorrow, but let's talk oil now. So we have, for people who are new or whatever, if you don't have, obviously the long-term bullish on Conoco is underwater right now, but I don't care. Who cares? The trade's out 2 years from now, right? If you loved our Tredge at 130, if you liked our oil trade at 130. You love it down here at 117. So we'll talk. Let's do oil tomorrow, because in case between today and tomorrow, looks like we're getting a little bit of a bounce off 39.60. We'll see. What's the 100? 39.29. Here's why you're experiencing silence. I think the move might be over for now. I think we're gonna find some. We're 39.61. Look at this down here, folks. We bounced right off the 39.60, which was the hover point. Exactly, Goose. We that one standard D, and it got a bounce. So if you're a sniper shooter, you consider a sniper down there at 39.50. 39.45. Give yourself $5. 39.45. I need to, my son Matthew's really studying for his Navy test and everything like that. I need him to sit in the office with me and fire snipers into his mother's account. I do this one right here, man. So I could. If you're a technical trader, this is a good sniper right here. We got a 2-4. Let me just show you what I'm looking at. 2-4. Well, no, let's hang on. I'm going to keep that one under the trigger for now. 2-4. It didn't work and it failed. So no. Yeah, hang on. Mike, you take it off now. This is what it. Thank you for asking, Mike. $6,200 in a week. In 1 week, I paid for your No Fallen Heroes call option, and you have $1,200 left over. I'm closing this for a 64% profit, $6,300 in a week. 6,300, 65% profit. I'm going to take this off now. Now we can put another one on. And when you do your call option, you will be in lifetime right now. If you aren't in this brief right now, you're going to, on your GroupMe app, you're going to get this. Closing Tredge for, I think it was 64%, $6,300. Hey, if you're currently in the hunters and you want to come check out Lifetime, man, now is your time to do it. So there's the hunters over there getting it. Here's the Lifetime folks getting it. In 1 week, ladies and gentlemen, I gave you enough, and I just got filled. So, yep, look, now we did the fail. So that's filled. Let me put the fill down here, the green light. So again, folks, in 1 week, I paid for your 90-day call option. In 1 week, I gave you $8,000 worth of access to lifetime membership. But don't you post trades in both? Yeah, I do. Well, Tamara, what I'm saying is if you want to upgrade from the hunters for a $5,000 call option to charity, you can, because everybody in the hunters doesn't have access to solo. Everybody in the hunters doesn't have access to BART. Everybody in the hunters is not in lifetime. There are some people paying $497 a month just to be in the hunters. So that's the point I was getting at. Hunters is not lifetime. But yes, the trades are posted in there as well. Okay, now let's take a look at reestablishing one. Nope, let's not. Because, so I just changed that on the fly because we're gonna bounce here. We might go a little lower and touch the, look at these drill bits, man, trying to find the deep end on the 100. All right, there's your confirmation. We're actually going to do a sniper instead. let's go look at it. So wait, chart. Two, four. Four would have been an aggressive sniper, right? A bull put spread after the four, the total, because I'm on a 2-minute chart day. You see this indecision and this hover? If you're aggressive, you shoot that sniper now. If not, if you want to wait because we might break down here, you wait. But the sniper I'm looking at is the 39. The 50 would be aggressive. 45 gives you $5 underneath it as a little bit of breathing room. 15. This is the selling. This is a day trade. This is extremely tactical. Sell 15 of today's 39.45, and you buy the 39.40s as a potential hedge. So it's actually given. This is chop. The fact that we've arrested our descent and we're not slamming is a good sign. And then as I talk, of course, you see, look, it's deciding, and you can see it in the price right here. Ken, man, I love that. That's a good looking trade down there. Hey, folks, you'll learn this in the hunters or the lifetime, man. Add $5 to my sniper trades, man. I have an uncanny ability to nail where at 3:50 in the afternoon the SPX is going to be. I don't know why I don't do that. Add $5 to what I do. I do sometimes, but it literally is the I need to buy stock in Lucky Strikes. So, I appreciate that, Goose. You're right. The thing about lifetime is that you get everything past, present, and future. In 10 years, it will still be paid for when the price is tripled. Good point. Let's go, Brandon. And you get to see when Wiz develops new ideas, or members too. It's an amazing value in the end. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. Yes, just shoot me an email, wiz@TopGunOptions. I'll send you the wire info for the foundation. But if you need to wait a couple days, Sledge is working on getting the website up, and we'll have the donate button up so you can use a credit card and stuff. But if you want access today, I trust you, Wiz. I'm going to use credit card. Can I wait till Sledge? Yeah. But even you send me an email today that says, because we're in the pits right now. My badge, I looked for my badge for years. It was WIZ. We're looking across the pit. If you send me an email that says, Wiz, I'm in for the 5 and the call option, I'll give you access today because I trust you. We're in the pits, Chicago. It was of your word. But if you guys need a brief next week, a more formal thing, I'll give it to you. But I'm telling you, man, I love my meditations because I was sitting there. I'm like, you know what? Because I'm like, you know what? Let's get some money into the foundation because I don't want these people to come out of pocket. I got to pay for film. I got to do a bunch of shit. So let's see if we can get our TGO members to put the ladder down. All right. So I love when I kind of vamp a little bit and I don't fire because the hair on the back of my neck is standing up. So I wouldn't fire yet. So this is a hold. See, this was chopped 2-4 right up here. I said that would be an aggressive sniper. So let's hang. And then it's breaking the other way. So you don't fire. Mrs. Doubtfire. Let's at least for this portfolio put in some short Conoco calls. This is our current Conoco position out a couple years. Again, I don't care that it's, quote, losing money right now. 2 years out into the future, man, oil could be at $200, $300. You ready for this? 2 years out into the future, breaking news, there's the war, the Israel-Iran war is finally started. You will see oil at $300 a barrel. I haven't talked about this in a while, folks, but when you hear the Prime Minister of Israel say, I promise you they will never get a nuclear weapon, and you hear the mullahs say, I promise you we're getting one. And when we get one, we're using it on you. So again, do not look at the short-term tactical, oh, geez, I'm getting hammered in ConocoPhillips. When you do a synthetic stock a couple years out into the future, you pick up your binoculars and you look out into the future. But right now on a down day, I wouldn't. Everything I'm hearing in the space is ugliness, and it's gonna. This is a short-term sell, in my opinion. Here's what I'm rambling through. I wouldn't. This isn't pounded into the dirt time or do like a bear put spread or a bear call spread. I actually feel a bottom in here. What's the chop up here? 118. So we're right around, I'm going to punt. I'm going to punt this to tomorrow, but let's get on some weekly at the money calls. These can't hurt. I mean, you got to manage them, obviously. How many contracts do we have? Five? Let's do at least 5. What's the at the money straddle for this week? Sell. I'd do the 118s or let's do the 119s. Let's sell 5 of the 119s. Trust me, I'm doing a Marty Feldman. I'm keeping the SPX over here. I like the little. So we'll get going in a couple minutes. But if you're not in lifetime, which you can be today, to save a life, get a good tax write-off for 90 and a. You can get 3.5 months of access into a lifetime group, and it's a call option. Gives you the right to buy lifetime, not at 25 grand, but during that 90 days, you can. It's going to be at 50. I'm talking to I'm doing a ton of planning, man. Foundation, TGO, but I'm talking to a sales group. They're like, "That's it for your lifetime membership, 25 grand. We'll be selling that all day long." So you got your call option. Just shoot me an email and I'll hook you up. And then I'll do a formal brief next week. There's silence because I like the way this looks. It's orderly. It's chop. If we hang here, I'd shoot the sniper. If we break 39.50 with airspeed, put on a Tredge. I hate throwing trade. Yeah, exactly, Bob. There you go. Let me do this real quick. I'll formally brief it tomorrow. But if for some reason, hey man, you know what, Wiz? We'll kind of chop around this. If we do what we did over here, there'll be a little chop around the 100 for a little bit. We might go back down to here. It would be a month out. Tredge. I like my Tredges like 30. I mean, 30 days from now, folks, January 6th, the anniversary of the worst thing that ever happened in our republic's history. Worse than 9/11 and Pearl Harbor combined. A dude with face paint and a buffalo hat almost overthrew our elective form of government. Anyway, let's go out a month from now. I'll do this more formally tomorrow. But I'm throwing this on or talking about it right now in case, it doesn't hold at 39.50 and we decide to look out below. It would be if we chop around 100 and then continue to go lower, I'd buy at the 100, which is what? 39.25. filled on the Conoco. So we buy 39.25, and then I'd do $50. Then I'd sell the lower strike. What's that? The 38.75. I'm doing mental math, man, so people back me up. I think I did 7 of the other ones. Let's just look at one contract and we'll map it out. Buying one of a month out from now. This is a, holy crap, in the next month. This is a Tredge. I'm pretty sure something's going to happen in the next month that's going to cause the market to go down. Not sure what it is, blah, blah, blah. Let me red team this before I map it out. We have an end of year rally. Don't forget it. Whatever the Democrats did this year, the mansion caved on. Remember, it was some big tax. Oh man, it's foggy. I gotta remember what happened this year. But I remember it caused the market to go down, and most people did their selling now. But I think I'm red teaming my red team. I don't know if we're gonna have an end of the year rally. What was the tax thing where people are like, oh shit, December, the end of the year is going to be a shit show. Let me write this down. I gotta get rid of the bong resin. End of year tax ? I gotta look into that. I forget what it was. Anyway, here's what I was red teaming some stuff. But here's a Tredge out a month from now. You buy the 39.25 put. That's you saying it's going to rip through 39.25. You could just buy those puts, folks, right? It was, whatever it is, folks. That's what it was, Rob. Right? They changed the capital gains tax rules. We might see a violent end of year sell. All right, there's your commit criteria. Again, I hate rushing through this shit, but if we're not holding here at 39.50, we're going to implode. So this is why I'm rushing through shit. Buy one of January 6th, 39.25. Sell a $50 away lower strike put to bring in some money. If you just buy the puts, your gains are unlimited. If you sell a lower strike put, your gains are capped. But if we're ripping through 38.75 a month out, man, holy shit. Something really, really bad did happen. And as I'm talking to you, this trade's making money because we are going back down to 39.50. See? Give you the hair on the back of the neck, man. I'm not feeling that sniper. I don't shoot it. But here's no, that's way too many contracts for this portfolio. I like round numbers, maybe 5. I'm buying 5 of the January 6th 39.25s. And as I'm talking, we're going right down to 39.50. There. Let me grab a screenshot of this. This is the Tredge I would do today to protect my portfolio for the next month. Year-end tax selling, year-end shit show. If you still have the original Tredge on, it's probably up at around $7,000 right now. SPX 12.6. The metrics are risk in 88 to make 16. You could do 1, you could do 1,000. I can't tell you how many contracts to do. This is for the primary model portfolio. It's a $100,000 model portfolio. I'm comfortable with this amount of risk. I'm the pilot in command of this portfolio, and I'm okay with it, especially as SPX is melting right here. But I'm gonna do a little bit more research. I forget exactly what the freak out was, but it has to do with capital gains, obviously. You bet. You're welcome. It's a great deal. Trust me. It is a great deal. It's a win-win. You're helping a veteran, first responder, or family member. Because why $5,000? We budget about $5,000 per veteran or family member to get to Mexico. Now, I'm speaking this into existence. We're going to have some No Fallen Heroes treatment centers. The No Fallen Heroes Aspen Institute of Healing. Let's speak that into existence. Because we shouldn't have to pay $5,000 all in to get somebody to and from Mexico or Costa Rica to heal. It's a crime. You guys know where I am. So there's your end of the year Christmas gift, man. Don't forget, in that 90 days, man, when you exercise that call option, you take delivery of a lifetime membership for 50% off. You get to transfer it to an immediate family member. Isn't that awesome? You know what, man? I learned everything, Wiz. I'm giving my lifetime membership to my son, my wife, my kid, whatever it is. So you and me both, Christina, the No Fallen Heroes, Aspen Institute of Healing. All right, sorry I went a little bit late, but I didn't feel I wasted time looking at a snipe, but it's indecision. I don't squeeze sniper indecision, so that was a good call waiting down here, but get ready. If this thing decides to jump on a horse and start galloping, then fire it. Okay. Tony, man. So, Tony, you and I are going to work on some mindfulness and meditation. You have got to be present. 3-year-old Wiz does not exist anymore. So, but Tony, you're right. I'm glad. See, Tony gets a gold star, man. Shit, Tony and I go back to what, bro? 92? 93. Kings Naval Air Station, Kingsville. So Tony is doing awesome because he is doing as instructed and watching old training videos and getting up to speed. But Tony's right. I rarely do debit spreads. I like taking some money in. So Tony, this Tredge, so I'd say 90% of the time I like getting paid. I like being the house. But on a Tredge like this, so Tony, I don't know if you've gotten to this point in your training yet, but we could, because I don't like coming out of pocket, right? So what could we do, man? So I just bought this debit spread, this Tredge down here. What could I do up here, Tony, to pay for it? We could do a bear call spread up here, right? Which would leg us into what we call at Top Gun Options a burner trade or a bearish double vertical. So Tony, during that same time frame, you know, Wiz, yeah, man, I think you're right. Something like this is going to happen. Then you do a bear call spread up here, my brother, BCS, right? Yeah, there you go. See, look at him, man. Smart man. Sucks at dogfighting, but he's a smart man. So exactly. So an iron condor is range bound. An iron condor means so I call an iron condor a football trade, man, right? So an iron condor, there's your football uprights. There's your bull put spread. There's your bear call spread. I don't care where that football go. It can hit the damn upright as long as it goes in. But a double vertical is the exact opposite. You want movement, either violently down or violently up. So I'm glad you asked this question, bro, because you're right. I rarely do debit spreads. I feel like the most interesting man in the world. I rarely do debit spreads, but when I do, I'd prefer somebody to pay for them. And here we go. We're itching towards that 39.50. So we could, ladies and gentlemen, let's cover this tomorrow. But why don't we go up to Tony's point? Why don't we do a bear call spread up at the 4,100, 4,150 to pay for that? Is there any premium in that? Look at this. Let me erase the drawings. Let's do this, man. Same expiration, right? Jan 23. Let me scroll down. Or Jan 6, right? It was Jan 6. What did I say? 30, 41. Let's go right up to where we peaked out, 4,100. Sell, how many did I do? 5 of the, there might not be a lot of premium, but it's better than 0. Sell the 4,100s and buy the 4,150s. Why $50 wide? Because I want to. You could actually do tighter. So check this out, ladies and gentlemen. You do this bear call spread a month out, all the way up there. You bring in 60, you bring in $7,000, folks. What was the debit spread? 8. Net, you'd be coming out of pocket $1,000 on this trade. But potentially making what? a shit pot of money. What's the potential profit in this? 7 grand. What was the other one? 16. But warning, shit, I closed it. Warning, Will Robinson. So Tony's going to listen to the double vertical brief and he'll get this again, but let me give it to you. 1111, make a wish. This is a God moment. Seeing those numbers, it's synergy. I am on the right path. Thank you, God. So with a double vertical, you need 3 R's. Really, really, really. I'm really, really, really bearish, man, because with a double vertical, you need a violent move in the direction of your mindset. Right now, I'm probably 1.5 R's, maybe 2. No, I'm 1.5 R's. I'm in between 1 and 3 reallys. Why? Because we're kind of hovering here. Wiz, you're wrong. That once that act got passed, that's when the market imploded because everybody didn't want to wait until the end of the year. Oh, okay. We did have a Christmas rally, Wiz. You're an idiot. All right, well, that happens too. So right now, folks, I'm half pregnant. I'm at 1.5 R's. You know, when I really, really, really put one on is if we hit this 100, we kind of bounce and go up a little bit. Why? Because, you want to, on a credit spread, you want to sell it when it's going in your direction because you get a little bit more premium. But you know what? Let's do that. Let's do it in our training account. I'm not going to put this in my live account, but let's at least monitor this because I like the training on this. This is good. 4,100. And let's buy buy, sell. Duh. Nope. Sell, buy. 4,150. Thank you, Frank. 4,150. Where am I going? 4,150. Man, my eyes are killing me. Now, still watch the double vertical brief because it's an hour of what I just told you. And it's probably a lot better. I'm glad you asked that question, Sprout. So Tony's call sign Sprout. So I don't know why I'm calling him Tony because SPX bear call spread. Today's date is 12/6. I'll get this out in an email. I'll get this out on the member page and the replay page and all that good stuff. So don't stress. But again, folks, the debit spread. So Tony or Sprout, let me say this: SPX bear call spread metrics 12/6. I will say this: the debit spread, Sprout, is 1 R. It's 1 to 1.5, maybe 2 R's. You know what? I'm really bearish. I think end of the year tax selling, we're going to go down. So when does Wiz do a debit spread? Since you watched the brief that Wiz doesn't often do them. When I got a couple R's. Dude, we're going to implode. It's double vertical time. Because if you're not right, folks, if you're wrong in a double vertical, it does the exact opposite. Not only does your debit spread get destroyed, but your bear call spread might be in danger, right? This is why I tell you to use the 3 R's, man. I'm firing this because SPX is breaking 39.50. Let's get it on now, baby. So look at that. Learning has occurred in a lot of places. So it went from a Tredge legging into bearish double vertical. What a great brief. I know, Wiz. Jimmy like. There goes 39.50. I might have to move that spread around. So this is going to run away from me. We're going to have to go a little lower. All right. I'm going to grab a screenshot of everything we did today and put that in the replay as well, and what the status of everything is. Yes, just shoot me an email, Wiz at Top Gun Options. If you shoot me an email today that says, Wiz, on my honor, Scout's honor, between today and December 31st, I'm going to donate $5,000 to save a life. You will get immediate access as soon as I get that email and I come up with the system to track all of it for the next 3.5 months. You get the right to buy Lifetime at a 50% discount. Okay. PLTB, what's today's date? 12/6. PLTB 12/6. It is a great deal. That came to me in a meditation, and usually when things come to me in a meditation, it's good stuff. That's the total price, Frank? Okay. Yeah, you can do a double vertical as one trade, right? You can do you can put it all on one order ticket. We just kind of legged into it because as we talked through it, it sounded pretty damn good. That's why I love these live trade briefs and I love you guys. All right, man. Check out Bart and his podcast, man. Bart is Moses. Moses is Bart. Got some really good stuff going on in that podcast. And then I'm good. Like I said, Lifetime, shoot me an email. There is, Eric. It's still being processed. Let me find where it is. I think I have it. Hold on, Ben. Let me that, you know what? Let me post it on YouTube. I mean, it's probably, is this the whole thing? No, that's the social media clips. Yeah, I'll get it. Our social media team. I have a social media call at noon, so I got to get going to talk to her. So we'll get you the video of the podcast. It's in process. So yeah, I'll do a brief next week if none of that made sense about the call option to Lifetime. But just shoot me an email and take me up on that call option, save a life, and you get a massive freaking tax break for this year. Okay? All right, shoot me the email. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. God bless. Fights on. And namaste. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See ya.